Let's see what they have to say.
Which one's your favorite? Mine's Tracer.
I just hope they make the game like it once was. Like it felt. I wanted to feel like an actual shooter. You know?
Before me, I see the future. Human. Machine.
Tell me if it's too quiet.
Out there, don't you?
Yep, got it. I'm on it.
Journey's end. But a new one is right around the corner.
I am your queen!
Now she looks lit. She looks lit, I will say.
Punch is all I need.
Looks like a melee character, chat. She could be a better version of Doomfist. We'll see.
Nice work, team.
Knowing how new heroes tend to come out in this game, we'll have to take a gander.
Boom, baby!
Check me out.
Get in there.
It takes a team to tango.
Hello everyone, I am Zoe Schwind and
Yeah, I'm trying to move my
earlier
mouse,
this
chat.
week, the community was treated to some massive news regarding
there we go.
Overwatch 2.
It was on the volume
biggest
meter.
announcement by far was the news that Overwatch 2 will arrive on October the 4th as an always-on, always evolving live service game that will be free to play for everyone. Now, if you're like me, you're eager to learn more, and that is why I'm here today at the Blizzard campus to better understand the decisions behind the announcements, find out what they mean for the players, and, with some luck, uncover a few new game details for you at home. And be sure to stay tuned for the world premiere of the new cinematic, The Wastelander, which was teased just a few days ago. So with that, let's get into it. Joining me are Overwatch game director Aaron Keller and production director Paul Hale. First, how are you two doing?
I'm doing great, excited.
Yes, me too. So excited to be talking about this.
And I'm so excited to have you both here. Now, there was a ton of news which dropped over the weekend, and the community has been buzzing. And I'm excited to be able to sit down with you two now to unpack all of this for everyone watching at home. Now, the biggest announcement had to be the news that Overwatch 2 is releasing on October 4th as a free-to-play live service. That's incredible, and that must be very, very exciting for you and your team.
Yeah, Overwatch 2, it's been a labor of love for our team. We're all dedicated to creating a game that our community will enjoy for years to come. We also want players to feel like there was always something new for them to play or experience in the game. These goals really led us down the path of developing Overwatch 2 as an always-on living game. One that continues to evolve and expand through seasonal content drops and keeps the game as fresh and fun to play long after it turns on. We're lucky to have such a passionate and creative set of players, and we know that they've been craving more ways to play the game they love so much. In recent years, we haven't done a good enough job at delivering that for our fans, and we feel their frustration. We took a hard look at our strategy for Overwatch 2 to make sure that we could deliver new heroes, new maps, modes, and more to the community on a frequent and consistent basis.
As an Overwatch fan, of course, that's music to my ears.
We know that's the community's top priority, and we feel like we have the right approach to be able to deliver that for them well into the future.
How are you and the team planning to deliver on that promise?
Well, the very first step is getting the game into everyone's hands. And that's going to happen on October 4th when we transition Overwatch 1 and invite every PC and console player to drop in and experience Overwatch 2's reimagined PvP experience. And that's just the
I think it's
beginning.
fine,
Our
Chad.
plan is to deliver a steady drumbeat of new content every 9 weeks.
They're
through free
devs.
seasonal
They're not
updates, ensuring that there's
internet
always something new to
personalities.
play, chase, unlock in Overwatch 2.
I think it's
all
fine.
Sounds amazing, and it's so much of it too. And now I am sure everyone at home wants to hear.
They're there for
more
their knowledge,
details.
right?
Of course, I'd be happy to share a look at the road ahead. Our journey is going to begin on October 4th, when Overwatch 2 releases free to play. This includes 3 new heroes, 6 new maps, a brand new mode, and more. The new heroes include Sojourn, Junkerqueen, and a brand new support hero that we'll reveal in the months ahead. Our new maps will take players across the globe to iconic locations. Our new PvP mode called Push.
Please don't be
challenge
worse than
teams in
Bap and
new and
Bragg, or I will
exciting
literally
ways.
quit the game.
Players will also be able to unlock new cosmetic items through the in-game store and Battle Pass,
I am terrified for that new support hero.
as well as complete weekly challenges and experience the start of competitive play 2.0. And of course, everyone will also be able to access the revamped heroes, PvP maps, and fan favorite game modes from the first Overwatch game.
Telling you right now, if that support's
Our
broken,
next
I'm hanging up the
season will
cape.
arrive in early December, where we will introduce a new tank hero along with a new map. We'll have more themed cosmetic items for players to earn and unlock, and an all-new Battle Pass, and also in the in-game store. And in 2023, we'll continue to release a new season every 9 weeks with either a new hero, new map, or new mode. Players will get the chance to earn more themed content, complete weekly challenges, access
This is
new
good.
Battle Passes, and more. There will always be something
Finally
new.
at industry standard. Only took 3 years. Let's go.
In 2023, we'll also begin releasing our new PvE experiences, which we're really excited about. We're really looking forward to being able to share more with the community as we get closer to releasing them.
I know we've seen more and more games shift towards that free-to-play model in recent years, and it really does seem like players have taken a liking to it, especially shooter fans. Did that have an impact on deciding to make Overwatch 2 go free-to-play?
Honestly, not really. For us, free-to-play games offer
I
a lot
actually
of
like
advantages.
Aaron.
From the very start, Overwatch
I know some
was
people-
designed to be a social experience. We have heroes of different roles.
Some
and they
people are like,
all
he
rely
seems
on
like
each
weird.
other
He's actually a
in
really
order to
genuine guy.
accomplish their objectives
Everything
in
I've seen
game,
about the
so
guy, he seems
it
really,
requires a
really
lot of
genuine.
teamwork. We also
I like
see
him.
that outside of our game, within our community, with fan art, cosplay, and the Overwatch.
He's a good
League.
dude. He's a good
We
dude.
know our fans are having the most fun when they're playing with their friends or meeting new ones, and the move to free-to-play makes it easy for everyone to just drop in, play the game, join the community, whether they
He's a good
own
dude,
Overwatch 1
you
or
know?
not. And with Overwatch 2
He's a good dude.
crossplay enabled, people can play together no matter what platform they prefer to play on. It's always been a game that stood for inclusivity and community. When they see the roster of heroes, we want them to feel like there's someone there that they can feel connected to. Because the Overwatch universe is and always will be a place for everyone. And we feel like we have an incredible opportunity with Overwatch 2 to really embrace it.
I can't wait for October when this incredible journey will begin for all of us. Now that we have a better understanding of what's to come, I'd love to dive a little deeper, starting with Overwatch 2's new approach to PvP. Can you maybe elaborate and explain a little more?
Sure. PvP has always been at the heart of the Overwatch experience, and we've made some tweaks to it over the years, but Overwatch 2 really gave us the opportunity to put the mode under a microscope. And we really wanted players to feel that they had more impact in a match. And we've made significant, fundamental changes that we just couldn't do in the current live game. This was a foundational shift that changed everything, heroes, maps, and more. So we had to reevaluate every aspect of PvP to ensure we got it right. We've been encouraged by player feedback from the first beta, and we will continue to make updates and improvements in the game.
Well, earlier today, I had a chance to sit down with a few additional members of the Overwatch team and hear more about all the work they're doing to redefine PvP in Overwatch 2. So let's take a look.
One of the things that gets us up in the morning, happy to work on Overwatch, it's first and foremost a really special game. The way we portray a bright future, everyone on the team is really proud of it.
We're bringing an all-new PvP experience. We're transforming from a 6v6 to a 5v5.
changed a lot of how we design heroes and actually how we balance them as well. We had to go back and look at all the heroes and all the tanks especially and make sure that everyone fits and works really well in this new paradigm. This newfound importance on each individual player to feel like they can really make an
Super
impact on the game.
Doomfist, baby.
We're trying to obviously maintain the original character's identity and overall silhouette.
I actually really
colors,
like the Doomfist
statements,
change.
But also,
I
kind
think
of
it's
bring
way better for
something
the
a
game.
little new.
We can make balance adjustments really quick. As fast as our design team sees that there's an issue.
Jeff Goodman and the rest of the hero design team have been loving all the feedback coming in. They have tons of awesome ideas about
Dude, this is really bad. I have to
how
go to the bathroom so
change
bad right
or,
now.
adjust balance.
So heroes like Orisa got a major rework. We're looking at how many barriers are in place. You think about Overwatch, you think of these really protective shields. But we're looking at it from the perspective of, you know, what if she didn't have that?
I enjoy playing this Doomfist.
We're just always looking for great opportunities to change for the better.
I'm really excited about how we've refreshed all the maps.
I think we've done a lot of great changes, especially for PvP.
A lot of our old stuff just looks gorgeous now. We've done a lot with the art and with lighting and shadows and just
I don't know
made
about
stuff
that, Aaron.
pop a little bit
We'll
more.
see.
We also added some options with like daytime, nighttime.
I think all of the Overwatch 2 maps are custom recorded in the actual place. We've hired a field recordist to actually go capture ambience of the real world location. We realize it's a subtle detail, but those are the things that really make these maps come to life.
We have done a pass playing all the old maps in 5v5 and adjusting things for that kind of setup, whether it's moving cover around just a little bit or tweaking a door.
In the beta, we're listening to feedback, so we're going to improve each map based on what the players have been saying.
We've been working on these for a little while now, and we're really excited about it.
We were really happy with the positive feedback once people were able to play it, and I think it was an important milestone for us to get it in players' hands.
Competitive play is a different thing to a lot of different people. And we really didn't think we were providing enough tools and measures to actually help players out if they did want to improve. We're reworking our scoreboard to provide more information to players as they're playing through the match. But then once they finish the match, we're actually going to provide an after-action report. So you can look at the report while you're in queue. You could actually go into your history section and look. We want to work towards providing you with information that will help you improve your game.
We've been getting feedback from a lot of different areas, from our community team, like streamers, influencers. We've also been getting a lot of feedback from Overwatch League players.
We do want to actually provide a bit of feeling of progression. So one of the other changes we're making alongside that is not making your skill rating quite so granular. Right now, it's a very hard number. Instead of a numeric skill rating, we're adding these skill tiers within the larger ones. If you see someone at a really high skill tier, you know that that person is not just that
Interesting.
good of an Overwatch player.
I actually like this. I actually like this. I actually like that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
One of the cool things about Overwatch 2 is it has this new push game mode and maps along with it. Push is a PvP game mode.
His brother's mad, huh?
New maps. We've been playing it in the beta.
I think it's fine,
and
honestly.
We've actually been using it in Overwatch League as well.
And once we started playtesting it, it was kind of an instant hit.
There's a level. It has one path that goes all the way through it from one base to the other. And in the middle is TS1. And he's this lovable robot with a pair of barricades next to him. And the players are essentially fighting for control. And if they take control by taking out the other enemy team, TS1 will move a barricade towards the enemy base. To win, you either get that barricade all the way to the enemy base, or after a certain amount of time, did you move your barricade farther than the enemy team did? It's a very fair game mode. I think the maps are great. It provides for a lot of different locations where a lot of great fights can happen.
We've developed a lot of engine upgrades in the game.
Dude,
so
this
allows
guy's
us to do
eyes
faster
are really
iteration.
fucking
This was
cool.
a
Look at his
huge
eyes.
effort by our engine
That's a
team
really weird thing to
allow
say,
the
but dude,
art
his
team
eyes
to
are
build
fucking dope.
faster, more detailed environment.
Y'all see
in
that?
a shorter amount of time.
Aren't his eyes
You will get to
fucking
experience
sick?
The game world. We wanted to feel much more immersive.
What color are those? That's not sus,
Overwatch
bro.
2 is a dream.
Look
for
at his
audio
eyes,
features.
though.
It's
No
everything
cap.
we've ever
They're
really
like
wanted to
gray.
do. We really go into every little bit of detail, trying to find a way that every sound will cut through.
I just
When we
noticed
started on
that. Like,
Overwatch
what?
1, we were
He
really,
has, like,
really
gray
focused on the
eyes.
headphone mix. We thought for, you know, a PC first kind of game.
I have
we
hazel
realized
eyes. I have
that
hazel
people listen
brown.
to Overwatch in all types of different places. So now we support home theater.
Yeah,
Dolby
whatever,
Atmos
chat.
in the game. Now consoles
Name
offer all kinds of
people
new
that you
things
think have
too, like
gray
3D
eyes.
audio
Name like
that we're
2.
supporting.
I can't.
There's new voice lines, new conversations between all of the favorite heroes, and we have so many. There'll be more that'll just come to the game.
Call me
over
sus,
time.
I'll show up
We've
at your
written
mom's house,
25,000
chat. Come on.
voice lines for Overwatch. So, tons of new features, and the reality is that Overwatch scales even beyond that, all the way up to giant sports arenas for our Overwatch finals.
Everything you like about Overwatch, you're gonna get that in Overwatch 2, but even more.
You know, we're really listening to that feedback. A lot of it we felt like, man, we really think this is gonna be super fun. We just need people to be able to play it.
October
Yeah, that'd
4th
be cool.
is really just the beginning.
I mean, just amazing work by the entire team, and I personally can't wait to finally get my hands on the full PvP experience when Overwatch 2 goes live this October. And October is just the start. As Paul mentioned earlier, Overwatch 2 will continue to evolve and grow over time. But what does that mean for us, the players? Well, I went behind the scenes to talk with the team working on new seasonal content and find out more. So let's take a closer look at what players can expect when Overwatch 2 expands post-launch.
That's very true, Joshua.
We're really excited because people will just be able to just fully immerse yourself in the maps and the storylines and the heroes.
With the new seasonal model, we'll be able to drop a ton of content in very frequently as we're updating the game through these big seasonal drops. We're looking at releasing heroes every other season and then a map in between those. And on top of that, we're looking at dropping a ton of content involving skins and other great goodies for players to get their hands on for each seasonal drop.
We have so much that we want to do in Overwatch to develop this game because we think it's the next step for us. We think there is so much more we can bring.
I'm really happy moving to our new seasonal-based schedule, making this really huge commitment to regular updates. It's exciting at the same time because I know what this team can do.
We really want players to be able to anticipate when things are going to enter the game.
With all the new content and events coming in, it's even more important to just make sure that everybody knows what's coming.
And along with the free-to-play change, we're doing away with loot boxes entirely. We have a new Battle Pass model coming in, and we have store as well. So players will have a lot more control about how they interact with the game and how they acquire new content.
We've been working on so many things over the past couple of years. I'm most excited for folks to see some of the new heroes that we've been kind of cooking up.
It's a bunch of different reasons why we choose to make a hero. We're trying to follow the narrative, pick the hero that makes sense, or do we need to create a hero that answers this meta, counters a certain strategy that's too strong in the game?
We've got 2 more supports and another tank in just the first couple of seasons. And we're still working on new characters for a year, year and a half down the line as well. There's characters that folks have already seen glimpses of in the story. And there's also characters that you've never seen before, never heard about.
We were looking at making sure that the new heroes fit within this new, very fast.
Damn, that kind of looks like better Doomfist, doesn't it?
Control. You can see a lot of that reflected in team play moments, but with a much faster paced vibe.
We want to push the sci-fi,
That's
the futuristic
crazy.
feeling of maps. There's a touch of sci-fi everywhere you look. So this is something that was a bit more subtle in Overwatch 1. We really want players to feel that the world takes place in not so distant future.
Coming up next is Rio.
Rio, new PvP map. Pretty sure everybody's gonna love that one as well.
It's a great map. It's close to the team. Many people on the team are from Brazil, so it was kind of fun to inject the culture, the colors, the vibe into this map. There's a map that takes place in Portugal. This map is pretty close to the team because our lead environment artist, he's from Portugal. People from the location should really get a sense that we've done a ton of research, and we were very inspired, and I think
The
we
map
captured
people
it
are
pretty
good.
beautifully in the game.
Except for
It is
Paris.
a push map.
The
one of
the
newest
ambiance,
game
all these
modes,
maps are
and
sweet.
We tried some pretty interesting layouts for this one, so we hope the players like it.
Dude, I'm telling you,
We
his
definitely
eyes are like
want
gray.
the
Look, I'm
game to
telling you,
feel
I've never
like a
seen that, bro.
globe-trotting adventure.
There's new types of content from
I'm
what you're
telling you,
used
I've
to in
never seen
Overwatch
that
1.
shit.
We have charms,
No cap.
we have banners.
The current mythic skin that's in the works that I worked on actually is
That's
Genji.
not
He's got
sus,
this kind of cyberpunk Japanese demonic theme. Mythic skins are meant to be this next tier of skins above legendary. We want players to be able to go in there and pick and choose certain pieces meant to be this extra awesome legendary skin that you can customize. We're concurrently developing quite a few mythic skins. They're going to be released over the seasons.
All this amazing stuff, all of the amazing skins.
For weapon charms, really what we're looking for there is just for the players to be able to express themselves and dress their character up. One of our core tenets on Overwatch visually is to focus a lot on the first person view. We want you to be able to see it and enjoy it while you're playing the game.
One thing that was really important to us was to make sure that players, if they earn anything in the game,
because I have a birthmark on my eyeball.
So if you earn something on console or on PC or on Overwatch 1, you can always use it in anywhere in Overwatch 2 as well. And with each new season, there'll be a ton of new content and a new battle pass as well. These seasonal updates will allow us to be constantly infusing the game with new content, new heroes, new maps. So the game is going to feel fresh just all the time.
There's always going to be something for you to do or to work towards. There's never going to be a point where you're like, gosh, I don't have anything to do.
Being able to provide players with new heroes every so often, new maps.
It is going to be a growing and evolving game. There's so much for us to explore as we move forward.
Get ready. It's going to be really exciting, really fun. With both PvP and PvE, there's going to be really great content for you to immerse yourself in and continue to play over and over again with your friends.
We can't wait for October 4th. We're just excited to be back.
I mean, it's so great to see how much thought and care your team is pouring into really elevating the game through post-launch season. So, you mentioned that PvE is coming in 2023. Now, can you tell us how the development is going and why the team is committed to bringing these type of experiences into Overwatch?
Yeah, Billy, Smurfs will probably go away for free to play.
In the world of Overwatch and
because
and
you'll
the heroes
film
that
verify
live
for
in it.
ranked, probably.
And through the years, we've developed cinematics, animated shorts, and graphic novels for our players who just want to get deeper into the lore. With PvE, we have an opportunity to go a step further, to go deeper into diverse storytelling in ways that we really just haven't been able to before. So we are planning to expand the Overwatch universe through these seasons that we just described, and we will start delivering this PvE gameplay in 2023.
PvE will be delivered through the live service, and that means we'll be able to deliver and tell more Overwatch stories and create more opportunities to experience our heroes. Here's a sneak peek at what we're working on.
The team's goal for PvE in Overwatch 2 is to basically move the overall story of Overwatch forward. We've told a lot of short stories along the way. There are a lot of to be continues. It's time for us to answer those questions.
Replace
close
WoW
off
with
some of those
Overwatch? What do you
stories, Ask
mean?
new questions. So the new game will definitely move the overall canon of the lore.
Get those doors open! For the PvP live service, for certain seasons, you're also going to get some PvE maps. You'll be fighting Null Sector in at least some of the maps. They've come back and they're mad, so it's Overwatch's job to take them out. There's going to be content for you to immerse yourself in and continue to play over and over again.
A lot of the older guys from the original Overwatch team, they're coming back, but they need help with some of the younger generation, like
You look
Brigitte
bored,
and
Sam?
Lucio. So we're going to tell the story of how
I'm not
Overwatch
bored.
basically
I
gets
just
back
kind of like
together.
this is
Another
more
thing we
this
want to
stream
do with
watching
the
this is more for
story
you
is to
guys than me.
showcase more of where the characters are from.
I'm
For
not
example,
sure what I can-
Torbjorn
well-
is from Gothenburg. Players will get a chance to see
Never
what
mind.
Torbjorn's factory looks like.
You can play PvE with your friends and immerse yourself in the world and stay inside of it a little bit longer.
Wow, this is incredible. It's so great to get that first sneak peek, so thank you so much for sharing that. Before I let you run off, is there anything you would like to say to the community watching?
Yeah, we are so excited for today, and we're so excited for you all to be able to see everything
I
that
also
we want
really,
to show
really
you.
have to go
And
to the
we
bathroom.
really cannot wait for October
Really
4th
bad,
when we're all playing
boys.
this game together.
Really bad.
And I now will also take a deeper look at a brand new hero. That's right, Junkerqueen, who will be playable for the first time during the beta later this month already. Now, before we do that, though, we thought we'd take a look at Junkerqueen's origin story to get to know the next great Overwatch character a little better. Paul, Aaron, we appreciate you spending some time with us today. Best of luck to you and, of course, your entire team as you gear up for that launch. Let's take a look.
I have not seen this. Wait, have I seen this?
1, 2, 3, 4! She's a colossus, born from the sand, rise above the station.
This is lit. This is actually lit. I won't lie to you. It's like Mad Max Borderlands vibes. This is dope.
Well, I know sacrifice and I know pain. On Mixed Mutants Raiders, many I'd slay. Junkertown is my domain, and when I'm done, none of this will remain. There will be a reckoning.
That was fucking sweet, though. That was lit. That was lit.
Just wow, what an unbelievable new hero, and we will dive deeper into Junkerqueen. But first, I wanted to introduce art director Dion Rogers and a few new faces to the show. We have narrative designer Miranda Moyer and cinematic director Ben Dye. Thank you guys so much for joining. Welcome.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Happy to be here.
I'm really excited to share this. It takes an army to create a game.
I mean, the effort is clearly paying off. That short was just so much fun to watch. Now, it's been such an exciting week for everyone watching, but I'm sure for you three as well. Players have learned that the next beta is coming on June 28th. Can you tell me a little bit more about what we can expect to see in this beta?
The biggest thing is open to console players this time. We're gonna add a new
Let's
map.
go, console
Neo.
shitters!
Junkerqueen
Let's
will be playable
go!
finally. So this should be pretty fun.
I mean, I personally can't wait to get my hands on Junkerqueen, and you're representing her right there with the cool shirt as well. What a great segue. So let's talk more about the newest Overwatch hero.
I think it's super exciting. I know everybody has been really anticipating this character for a long time. She's been super prominent in our lore ever since the Junkertown map came out, and I think people have really been looking forward to finally getting to experience everything that she has to offer.
What makes Junkerqueen so unique, and why do you think the Overwatch players will love her?
So Junkerqueen is interesting. Usually when we start a character, we do a bunch of drawings and we have a little story. But she was kind of born out of the Junkertown map. We started to create this map that was associated with Roadhog and Junkrats. This narrative started to appear where they've been kicked out of the city. And so we're like, who kicked them out? And we're like, well, maybe there's some sort of leader. So we had the kind of Junkertown decree that you can see in the level. And then over time, it kind of developed that it was a queen.
During the short, we're actually developing her personality. She's full of attitude. You know, that's what we love about her is she's really, really strong. So she's very recognizable, and obviously
I could beat her ass in basketball, by the way.
Is very interesting. So some of that potentially can bounce off.
Just letting you guys know. And I'm telling you right now, if I see Junkerqueen like thigh tweets on my timeline, I'm just blocking everybody who tweets them. They're
This is the
freaking
fun
weird.
part about working together.
The Overwatch universe, it's filled with memorable heroes.
That's
and
not cap.
as you said yourself, Ben, it does take a village of dedicated developers to really bring each one of those to life, but in a meaningful way. So let's take a deeper look at the making of Junkerqueen.
When we started on Junkerqueen, first we have to decide what kind of role she's going to take. So she's a tank. She's a really aggressive tank. You know, we didn't want her to be kind of a Reinhardt style, stay back and guard her team. She's got this very ferocious nature, and we wanted for that to be represented in her gameplay as well.
Personally, what I'm most excited about Junkerqueen is just her big axe, you know, just to be able to swing that thing around is awesome.
It's always great to have some sort of anchor point to make sure we really incorporate this axe into her abilities. Her secondary we call Jagged Blade. If you do your quick melee attack, she will kind of swing with the blade instead of normal punch. It does a little bit of extra damage and creates a wound on the enemy. So she can throw the blade as her secondary
Ugandan
fire,
Air Force?
and it's really a great sort of skill shot to be able to land on enemies, especially like a moving enemy. if
it
you
might be
land
time to swap
And
heroes.
After you throw it, she'll recall it, and the force of recalling it,
I'm not
if
kidding.
it's stuck into somebody, will actually pull them forward. So she can actually kind of pull people to herself if you can manage
I'm
to
not
stick that
kidding,
blade
by
into
the way.
somebody. For Junkerqueen's ultimate, we have an
No,
ability
like-
called Rampage.
like-
She creates this kind of whirlwind of magnetized metal, including her weapons, and it whirls around her, and then she dashes forward, and you try to go through as many enemies as possible and tag them all up. That also wounds everybody, which is really important because it's very easy to hit with this large area effect, so it heals you for a lot. But also, it creates a debuff on the enemies that reduces the healing that they receive to 0.
Our sound designer has done an incredible job with her. She's full of snarky fun to the way she plays.
Better
so all throughout
Doomfist.
her kit, there's
Self-regen
guitar
and
sounds actually
anti-heal.
hidden. So if you listen to her axe, she pulls it out and there's a big screech on the guitar strings and she pulls it forward. We
Better
have a wonderful
Doomfist.
actor named Leah, who we found after a huge global search trying to find the right voice for her.
Here I am.
It's really amazing.
She'll be
when
hard
the
to
right
play.
actor matches
But
the
she-
character
but-
and the
yeah.
personality. You feel this sort of magic that comes out of it.
I think players are gonna love her. She's scary. She's awesome.
She's
gonna be really. She is better Doomfist, boys.
You know, this is just a straight.
She's gonna be fun though.
She's just been so much fun to work on, and I'm just so glad to get her in people's hands.
She looks fun, which is good. She won't be
Queen
brainless
of
like
Junkertown
Brig.
has arrived.
But she's
So
gonna be OP
how does
as
Junkerqueen
fuck.
fit into the overall world of Overwatch?
I think Junkerqueen's pretty interesting.
She's gonna be
because
OP
there
as
have
fuck
been
in
previous
ranked,
rulers of Junkertown. Junkerqueen was not always the queen, and the old rulers of Junkertown have always been kind of content to just, lord over the city. But Junkerqueen, she has a very big axe and big ideas to go along with it.
What did you aim to achieve when developing Junkerqueen?
We want to tell deeper stories for our heroes, have heroes that are connected to the world of the
Yeah,
game.
Sojourn wasn't
Big
that
thing for
OP?
Overwatch
She
2 is
was
to
at
move
first.
the lore of Overwatch along.
And the alpha,
so
she was
these type of
broken.
heroes help that.
They had to
What are
nerf her to
abilities,
compensate.
And how do those abilities actually make her successful in the role she's in?
What's pretty awesome about this hero, she was developed when 5v5 from the start. She was never a part of the 6v6 world of Overwatch. Knowing she's the only tank on the team, what abilities that will help bolster the team. She has this commanding shout. It boosts the speed and armor of the heroes around her. So especially you need to push through a choke. She
Better
does the shout.
Doomfist.
All the players hear it. They move forward. She has a bunch of weapons, I think she named one of her weapons, right?
Yeah, her knife that she throws and pulls back is named Gracie.
Yes, right. A lot of her
It's not like
abilities
Brig
kind of
Rally,
drain
no. It's
down
not
the
broken.
heroes and gives her health back.
I doubt it's
Ultimate,
broken like
basically, it
that.
shoots
It's an
you
ability
forward
done
and you do
ult.
this whirlwind with her axe that it does like a big anti-nade on everybody around you. So she's very aggressive, and people are gonna have a ton of fun playing.
She does
Are
look
there any
really
particular
fun.
Maps, you feel that
She does
Junkerqueen
look
plays
really
well
fun,
on?
I will
Getting
say.
close is where she's pretty dangerous. So
She definitely
maps
is
that
designed as
have
like a solo tank,
nice
for sure.
flank routes allow her to get in closer to the enemy and then start to do what she does best is reckoning.
So another big piece of news.
I
over the
actually
weekend
like
that
her. I
got
just
the
think she's gonna be
Overwatch
OP as
community
fuck.
just buzzing with excitement was, of course, the tease of your new cinematic trailer,
She'll
The
be hard to play.
Wastelander, which we're going to premiere.
It's not gonna be
here
like
in
Brig to
just
the
a few
game, which is
moments.
great.
But before we do, Ben, can you tell us a little bit more about
I
it?
actually think she's
I
cool.
remember in the very beginning of our story room jam sections, there's talk about what type of story we want to tell, right? Should we include Junkrat? Should we include Roadhog? But ultimately, I think we wanted to center
Focus on
focus
just her,
on
yeah.
exactly on our main character. It's a character reveal. It's potentially a sort of a revenge origin story. Actually give a little bit more lore into Junkertown, how she become the queen, how was that society being governed, prior to she become the queen.
Well, you and the team, you guys pour so much
She'll be cool,
love
bro. She'll
and
be cool.
time into these cinematics and into these heroes, and it really shines through. I want to thank all three of you for taking the time to sit down with me today and sharing all of this amazing information.
Yes,
Thank you.
It's cool.
I know the fans at home are on the edges of their seats, so am I, waiting to see it. So let's take a look at the world premiere of the Overwatch 2's new cinematic, The
I have not seen
Wastelander,
this.
featuring the latest hero, Junkerqueen.
I have not seen this. I have not seen this. Let's fucking go, baby.
Take them out with the rest of the garbage. Let the wasteland deal with them.
Mom? Dad? What's happening?
We fought in a war together, Mason. Don't.
Please! Don't leave us out here alone!
Get out of my city.
What? I'm not allowed to have a bad dream?
Let's go. This is lit.
No Wastelander has ever made it to the reckoning before. But here I am. A free-for-all.
It looks like Borderlands, dude.
Hero rules.
It really does look like Borderlands. It's crazy.
And the survivor gets the throne.
Welcome back, Junkerqueen.
King Howell has never lost. Not in 13 years of rule.
On the battlefield.
Not until today.
The reckoning begins in 5, 4, 3.
Did you really think this would be a fair fight? You don't survive the reckoning unless the winner grants you mercy. That's why I've got to win this whole thing. All right, let's get this started.
He looks like a psycho from Borderlands.
Scavengers like you ain't so bad.
We better see Jay Silly in the audience.
You know how to fight dirty. I want scabs like him on my side when I'm queen. Speaking of, come on, big boy.
Ooh.
Target this one.
Ah!
G'day, Mary. What are you smiling about? If you're smart enough to run the Tinkers, why are you working for this strong guy? Like you'd be any better. At least I wouldn't shoot my friends in the back.
Wastelander scum! Why won't you just die?
Because we're stronger than you. You haven't had a real fight. In 13 years, we have them every bloody day.
I am the king. I own everyone here.
Not in this arena.
Jay Sill, let's go! Yes! Jay Silly!
This meathead has a bigger magnet? Figures. That could have gone better.
You idiot! I'll kill you for that!
No. Not today.
Mercy.
I'll give you the same mercy you showed my family 13 years ago. Get out of my city.
Junkerqueen!
Well, that turned out all right, didn't it? But
Jay
now
Sill.
they're probably wondering what sort of changes I'll make around here. Well, buckler, they're about to find out.
The legend of the Junkerqueen! Watch your back, see the hurt machine! What the world's been said and dead!
Jay Sill! Jay Sill MVP!
Well, that about wraps things up for today here at Blizzard. I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in, and make sure to follow Play Overwatch on social for all the latest news and announcements about Overwatch 2. And I can't wait to see you all in game.
Is that it? All right. So, yeah, that was not Hog. No, that's not Hog. So, what to take from that? I mean, one common misconception. Well, first of all, let's talk about Junkerqueen, right? Like, Junkerqueen is broken. Like, she's just going to be broken. Like I think that level of utility is very hard to balance, but you have to be incredibly proactive with it. So like, it's not going to be like, it's not going to be like, oh, this is Brig all over again. Like, it is a ton of utility, but it does look like you have to be pretty proactive, and it is the first tank that has been like truly designed for a 5v5 environment. So I think we're going to be able to learn a lot from her as to like how she performs, like what she does, et cetera, et cetera. You know, the ability to apply an anti-heal on top of a wounding effect, which gives you self-regeneration, is very good. Like, in fact, like, you guys know I'm planning to play a lot of tank in Overwatch 2. I think she's just going to be better than Doomfist. I haven't played her, but I'm excited to try her in the next beta. But, one big thing that I see a lot of Overwatch fans kind of talk about, they're like, well, this is the day, like, like the game, like, it's coming out, like, on this day, like, Overwatch is back. The reality of the situation is that this announcement shows that Blizzard has re-geared and returned, their priorities into catching up to industry standards. So October 4th will be the first day that Overwatch is simply back in the race at all. What's going to have to happen after that is it's going to take, at least for me personally, man, like, because the fire has kind of flown out of my belly. And this is a personal opinion, right? This is not me saying, oh my God, this is it for everybody. What I say has to be everyone's opinion. Like, I've never thought like that, and you guys know that. But like, for me personally, like, that fire in the belly, it's just not really there anymore. I'm really excited for the PvE though. So like, for me, it's probably going to take like a 1+ years of like consistently good updates and consistent progression to get the game back to where it needs to be in terms of the standard of the industry. So, Overwatch is going to be back. It's going to be back, going full swing in the race starting October 4th. But the reality is, it took Apex a year after being down really bad to like really bounce back, and they were only down bad for 6 months. Overwatch was down bad for at that point in time 2.5 years, right? Maybe even more than that, right? Some people didn't like roll queue compared to open queue, or Brig, or goats, or whatever it may be. So I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the unwritten story of Overwatch. And it's finally up to date industry standards 3 years later. So yeah, PvE confirmed to not be until 2023. But, you know, I'm just happy to have the game at least get some updates. So, you know, for me personally, like, I've kind of talked about this, like, the fire in the belly, the enjoyment and love for this game has kind of gone out the window a little bit. Like, I'm over it. I've moved on. I will say, as for Overwatch 2 Early Access and Modern Warfare 2, I'm definitely more excited for Modern Warfare 2, which comes out later that month. Because for me personally, like, I've kind of done, like, everything I've wanted to do in the Overwatch scene, you know? I'm not. Let me be clear. That's not me being negative, right? There's a difference between me being negative and my interests and my personal desires lying elsewhere. And that's not a shot at the Overwatch team at all. And just to be clear, like, that's not negativity. It's just like there are other things that I enjoy personally playing more, and the human heart is the human heart, and that's where my heart's at, and I just personally enjoy those things more. So, you know, like, the reality is, and I think your average player is going to realize this, like, October 4th is not the save the game date, right? There's no such thing as the save the game date. October 4th is the start of the operation and the recovery that could lead to saving the game. I think that's the best way to put it, right? Because, like, right now, I've kind of talked about the game is definitely in a state of limbo right now where, you know, it's still on Overwatch 1 and it's going to be like that in between in and outs of betas until October 4th. And starting October 4th, that's when they're going to have to really, really, really win their players back. I think everything leading up to that date was just trying to test things and see how things went. So, yeah, man. Yeah, for me personally, though, like, this doesn't change anything in the short to medium term. Obviously, like, I am going to stream the beta a little bit, and I'm excited to play Junkerqueen. She looks really fun to play. And I'm excited that Overwatch 2 PvP comes out October 4th. But for me personally, I'm definitely still looking forward to Modern Warfare 2 and Warzone 2 a little bit more. Just because I feel like that kind of competitiveness in the game is more up my personal alley in terms of, like, the actual mechanics of the game. And it just, the one thing that scares me, I will say, I do like that Junkerqueen has to be very proactive, right? But if we're giving one tank that much utility, what are we going to do to the next support? Right? Like, I am very, very nervous about that. Competitiveness in COD, LOL delusional. Dude, Thomas, there is more competitiveness in Warzone and fair play in Warzone than there is in Overwatch, dude. Especially right now. I don't even think that's a reach at all. Right? So, we'll, yes, being immortal is so competitive. Oh, man. So, yeah, hey, look, it was great. I'm glad that the business practices of Overwatch as of October 4th will finally have caught up, for the most part, with the rest of the industry. And what October 4th is, it is not the finish line, folks. October 4th is the starting line. And it's going to take a lot of running to catch up to everybody else. So I hope they have it in them. I would like to see the game do well, as, you know, it was the game I spent the last 4 years of my life with. It was the game where I honed, you know, my esports talents and my skills as a player. It's a game that I believe at its prime to have been the most demanding FPS game of ever made, right? Where you needed not only incredible game sense, positioning, cooldown management, but also mechanics and teamwork. I think at its peak, it was the most competitive shooter and revolutionary shooter game to ever come out. And you always want to see games like that succeed. So, you know, I'm wishing the Overwatch team the best. You know, I'm glad that they have gotten the game to the point that it's at. In the meantime, we're just going to wait, and we're going to go back to playing Warzone. We're going to be playing a lot of Modern Warfare 2. I'm very excited for that. And that's all I really got on that front. So, a very cool announcement today. Great cinematic. I'm glad to see those back. And, you know, hopefully that fire in my heart for this game can get lit back up again to make me want to grind it. We'll see, though. A lot of time left on the clock. Hopefully they can capitalize on it.